Francis had a very strict poverty. He never accepted money. We got an advantage as friars. We have a vow of poverty. Houses we live in. Francis didn't even want us to have houses to live. If you did a day's work, you were paid with perhaps something to eat, and if they didn't pay you with something to eat, you'd go back to Assisi and you'd beg the bread. I don't even know what I make a year, but I get about, $250 a month. And when I get to a point where I'm not gonna be able to take care of myself because I've got Alzheimer's or something like that, I'll be taken care of. When we come up with all the moral reasons why you shouldn't have an abortion, people don't listen to them. They just don't listen to them. But I think the nonviolent direction might be the way to go. You can't be violent. All the church traditions say nonviolence. I mean, every tradition has their radicals, but nonviolence is the answer, I think. Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, John Deere, they're all nonviolent people, and look what they accomplished. We got an advantage as friars. We have a vow of poverty now. In Francis's day, Francis had a very strict poverty. He never accepted money. If you did a day's work, you were paid with perhaps something to eat, and if they didn't pay you with something to eat, you'd go back to Assisi and you'd beg the bread. And though we have, houses we live in, Francis didn't even want us to have houses to live. And one of the titles of one of the chapters of the rule is, "Thou shalt not ride on horseback," because that was the luxurious way of travel in his day. And so, in order to do our job around, sometimes like this parish, I don't think you could minister that effectively if you couldn't get to someplace quick. So we say, we don't have Lexuses or Cadillacs, but a Chevy or a Mercury or something like that. But we're not that dependent on, you might say, money in the sense of our own personal welfare. The order takes care of us. When I make a salary, I only get an allowance. Everything else goes to the support of the community where I live. And so, money's not an object in that sense. So I don't even know what I make a year, but I get about, $250 a month. But I also get room and board. I also, clothes. And so, I know that when I get to a point where I'm not going to be able to take care of myself because I've got Alzheimer's or something like that, I'll be taken care of.
So who owns the church?
Well, the diocese owns the church. So the diocese could tell us to leave. We can't just be here without the permission of the bishop. I couldn't say Mass without the bishop's permission. I couldn't hear confessions without the bishop's permission. I couldn't baptize without the bishop's permission.
How many Catholic churches are there in Wilmington?
Wow.
A lot?
Not really. There's about, the Diocese of Wilmington covers Delaware, the east coast of Maryland. So there's about 88 parishes.